What happens when a multimillionaire gives you a game plan to become a multimillionaire?
Alright everyone, we're about to learn some sick game plan from a multimillionaire teaching us how to become multimillionaires.
This is Daniel. He currently owns a home that's worth $320,000 and he owes $205,000 on it, and he has a small 401k of $51,000.
In this video, I'm going to share my real-world perspective on those types of videos that at best leave out so many crucial details and at worst provide you misleading and incorrect information. Let's talk about what's going on here.
If I were in Daniel's situation, I would get a home equity line of credit for free on the house, and I'd be able to pull out around $50,000.
So this is the first misleading claim. I don't understand him categorizing HELOC, which stands for Home Equity Line of Credit, as free money. HELOC is a financial tool that allows you to borrow money against your home's equity. It has fees and repayment requirements. In order to get a HELOC, you have to apply for it, and most of the time there are application or origination fees, maybe even appraisal fee. Depending on the lender, they might also charge you an annual or maintenance fees to keep your credit line open. So you have to take into consideration the cost of getting a HELOC. And in addition to paying back the money that you borrow, you also have to pay interest on the borrowed amount. HELOC is a big topic on itself, but to summarize for the sake of this video, just know that HELOC is not a free money. You might be able to find promotional offers by some lenders that will reduce your cost. So depending on the individual's financial circumstances, this can be the right financial tool to access your home's equity if you know what you're doing. But be careful when you're considering getting a HELOC. Failure to pay HELOC can have serious consequences, and lenders can even force foreclosure.
The 401k, I can also pull out roughly that other $50,000 without taxes, without penalties.
Another completely inaccurate claim. Early withdrawal from your 401k before the age of 59 and a half will result in penalties, and you have to pay income taxes on that money. So if you decide to go with that route and withdraw your funds from your 401k before the retirement age, with penalties and taxes, in this example, you're not going to net $50,000 with having $51,000 in the account. You'll lose a lot of money. Pulling from your 401k without taxes and penalties is possible, but it's not really pulling, it's more like borrowing from your 401k. Depending on your plan, 401k accounts may offer loans, which basically means you're loaning money to yourself. But there are limits. If your plan allows this, the maximum would be 50% of your vested account balance or $50,000, whichever is less. So in this example, if Daniel's account has $51,000, assuming the entire amount is vested, he can only borrow half of it, which is slightly over $25,000. This money is meant for your retirement, so if you borrow money from here, you will have to pay it back. Otherwise, if you don't repay the loan, including the interest according to the terms, any unpaid amount will become a planned distribution to you. And early withdrawal before the age of 59 and a half will result in taxes and penalties. I've had a client a couple years ago who actually borrowed money from her 401k in order to put a down payment on her primary residence. She had a stable job, no debts, and she was okay with the repayment plan. I remember we reviewed the repayment plan and she understood the consequences of borrowing from her 401k. IRS also has a list of circumstances like hardship withdrawals without penalties for qualified medical expenses, disability, disaster recovery, and things like that, which is a completely separate topic and has nothing to do with Daniel's situation, who is learning a game plan from a multimillionaire to build a real estate empire. So far, Daniel has put himself into significant debt, over leveraging his primary residence with HELOC, thinking that it's a free money, and borrowing or withdrawing from his 401k, potentially stopping the long-term growth of his account.
And combined, I have about $100,000. Now, if I use that to buy 2 properties in real estate,
not even 1 property, but 2, because if we want to listen to a multimillionaire, we don't want to buy 1 property at a time. We need to buy 2 at a time.
that are earning at least a 25% ROI on each one of them.
The reality is not every property makes sense to buy, and you have to know how to analyze your purchase. Also, how would Daniel even qualify to buy 2 investment properties? I know the idea is to rent them out so the tenants can cover those mortgages, but this example ignores many key factors such as property management costs, taxes, insurance, maintenance and repairs, vacancies, all of which can significantly reduce your ROI. So just know that over-leveraging your primary residence has significant risks. And if something unexpected happens, like a major market downturn or losing a tenant, you could find yourself in a serious financial trouble with debt that it's hard to manage.
And build the portfolio, buy them and sell them and buy them, sell them.
Also, just FYI, there will be transaction costs associated with this buy them and sell them, buy them and sell them strategy. Even if you do 1031 exchange to defer the capital gains taxes, you will still need to pay the closing costs every time you buy and sell.
Well, over 20 years, Daniel could turn those 2 homes into 32 properties with a total value of $8.6 million.
I'm not even going to comment on those numbers. Why 32? Why not 52 or like 75?
That's $8.6 million in paid off real estate, producing $430,000 a year of tax-free income.
Why would that be tax-free? Rental income is not tax-free. It's true that there are deductions like mortgage interest, depreciation, expenses that will reduce your taxable income, but rental income is subject to taxation. People who own investment properties are able to take advantage of IRS incentives, but to do this correctly, rental income requires careful tax planning. Now, there are definitely people who have built wealth using leveraged debt. It is achievable. There are real strategies where people borrow against their assets, and with that borrowed money, they acquire more income producing and appreciating assets. Real estate is a common example of an asset class that people acquire using this strategy. But the problem with videos like this, in my opinion, is the way they make it sound so easy and risk-free, as if everything will go exactly as planned. This overlooks a lot of critical details and risks. And I'm not even talking about all the incorrect information that is being presented. Real estate investing can be a powerful way to build wealth, but it requires careful planning, realistic expectations, and strong understanding of the financial risks involved. Taking advice like this at a face value without considering the risks, educating yourself, and doing proper due diligence could lead to financial trouble instead of wealth. So be careful and get professional advice if you're going to leverage debt to build a multi-million-dollar real estate empire. That's it for today's video. If you got any value, let me know if I should continue reacting to those types of videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.